Welcome back. Episode 6 of Wainwright bivvy bagging. I'm coming to a bit of a dilemma really. I've got a few fells on the outlying region of the eastern fells. I was going to do 3 of them. And I looked at doing just 2, which were the logical, the way they connect together. And I thought, well, that leaves this other one way out. Do I do all 3? So I planned a quick route. 1,500 metres of climbing. So there's 3, barely 500 metre fells, but you've got 1,500 metres of climbing. So that's a bit of a devil. So I'll put that on the back burner today, but if you've got any ideas about how to do them short flying, just let me know. Heavy pack today. We're in Lakeland, of course water is always the thing. Whether it's going to soak you through, stop you walking, or parch you dry because you can't get any. I'm doing a real classic route today. You may have spotted where I am. I've just walked past the university at Ambleside. And the ridge route I'm going up is different to what I have done in the last couple of weeks, where I've got up high quickly, camped when I'm shattered at the top, and then meandered my way down, hopping over the ridges. Can't do that on this one. This is a steady ascent to the top and a steady descent to the bottom, bagging the Wainwrights as you go. But there's no water, so I'm carrying 3 litres of water plus these 2 little bottles on the front. So that's nearly 4 kilograms. So I've had to really think about my pack this week. I've got a couple of things which I've done to knock that weight down. I'm glad it's not much warmer than this. And in no time at all, we're in Sweden. This is Low Sweden Bridge. Funny that, isn't it? Sweden. Why would I call it Sweden? Oh, look at that beautiful. Gorgeous. So, why Sweden? Just coming up to Sweden Coppice, and that was Low Sweden Bridge. There's a High Sweden Bridge, which I probably can't see. Well, it roots back to the history of this place. In Norse times, when probably the first to start farming in any kind of organised way, larger sort of system they used. They had to clear an area for farming, and they used the slash and burn system. There is a Norse word which I won't even attempt to pronounce. I'll put it on the screen, and it sounds a little bit like Sweden. So over the centuries, and probably cemented by the Ordnance Survey when they got here, it's now called Sweden. We've gone alongside the Scandale Beck. Now that will be our only really good water source, and I'm only at, well, when I left it, I think it was about 150 metres above sea level. So I may as well bring my own tap water, which is what I have done, unfortunately. And that's had an impact on the choice of my campsite, because it would be nice to camp right at the top and then walk down and just keep walking through the night or late till later. But I'm fully anticipating I'm going to be jiggered as per normal. So I will I won't do that. Now apparently there's a legendary wall which I've got to watch out for, which we'll see when we get to our first Wainwright. I've just seen the glimpse of quite a nice one. This looks interesting. I have seen people do this on YouTube. It didn't look as bad as this though. This is Sweden Crag. And I've got to follow that wall up, I think. Like. Just a bit of climbing, I think. Good grief, I feel like a good bloke outdoors. Up and up and up. Still doing about 100 metres of ascent for every kilometre. Where the wall, right at the very top there, is the first Wainwright. I'm having to fight for it though. Wainwright 16, low pike, 508 metres. Well, this is the strange one. What makes this a Wainwright? It's just a bit of a prominence with a wall on it. The wall's the highest bit. I don't know. That's the next one there. This is a funny one. Oh, there it is. I thought that was the high point. It would appear to be that little cairn over there. Wainwright 17, high pike, 656 metres. Yeah, that'd be a bad day if you went down there. Wainwright 18, Dove Crag, 792 metres. Gosh. Oh, that was lovely. That were a bit flatter since the last one. I think between low crag and high crag, or low pike and high pike, is that the names? There was more than 100 metres per kilometre, but that bit there's just averaged it. Right, now to find somewhere to pitch. I'm going to go a bit further. Obviously the further I get round to Hartside, I think it's called Hartside, which isn't a Wainwright, then the better. Oh, and that looks to be quite a nasty climb there. But that's tomorrow's morning's challenge. I know it looks horrendous. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to go up there, and I think I've seen people camp on the other side of it. But it looks a bit craggy, so I might be able to get me bivvied behind some rocks. Wainwright 19. Hart Crag, 822 metres. I thought that this wasn't a Wainwright. I've not marked it. I've added a pin on my OS maps of all the Wainwrights. I didn't mark this one, but I just checked the Wainwright app I use, and it's on. Right, let's see if I can find a flat bit somewhere. Houston, we have a problem. Oh, I've got all sorts planned. This isn't fair. I twisted my ankle. I did it coming up that last crag. I thought, oh, it's nothing, but I've taken my boot off and it is something. It's quite hurting quite a lot. So that's a game changer. So I'll be fine. My family know. They know where I am. Weather's looking quite reasonable tonight. Obviously I've got to get off the mountain, and I either go back the way I came, or I continue on the route round and do the other 4 Wainwrights, which I'm going to do tomorrow morning. If it takes me all day, it takes me all day. I can walk at the moment. I've got some painkillers. Just annoying. Got a glorious sunset going on. I'll put that on. I've got it set up. It's my good old Flextail inflator. I've had one of these since the very first start of my wild camping. So you double click and you get a very, very effective inflation. You press and hold, and it's a torch, and it's actually got 1, 2, 3 light levels. Very, very bright. There isn't a loop to hang it from in here. So I'm going to have to bodge something. I might just have it sort of low down and don't actually need a light. But it's dual use, so it means I don't have to bring the torch. You can actually use this, I believe, as a power bank as well, but I'm not going to be using that as a power bank. Now, that means I don't have to mess with my pumping my airbed up, but it means I can leave it till the very last minute, which is really good. It's not dual use. Got this power bank. I don't know if you've seen the flex tail power bank that they're doing that's ultra light, 10,000 milliamp hour on a Kickstarter. You might have seen some YouTubers who have, they seem to do a lot of flex tail stuff, that's all I'm saying. So I was thinking, oh yeah, I fancy one of them, 10,000 milliamp hour, super light. But this huge brick is 20,000 milliamp hours, so that's twice as much. So is that twice as heavy as the flex tail one? I'll put the weights on the screen just now. And I had a quick look on Amazon, and they've got this one, which is a 10,000 milliamp hour, has a torch. Not that I'm ever going to use that, I don't think. And it's one of those ones where as you're ordering it, it says tick this box for 30% off. And I don't know why they just don't apply the 30% automatically, but actually no, the second time I went on it, it wasn't there. And then I went again and it was back. So £6.99, £7 for a 10,000 milliamp hour. I have brought a proper frying pan, so I'll have nice bacon tomorrow. My pillow, which I'll blow up manually. Oh, it's chilly in that wind. Oh, the sun's just gone below a cloud. Oh, that's a healthy cough. Can't see any clag anywhere. It's looking quite a clear sky. Let's get the pillow lofting and the cushioning in. So it's if you are inside your bivvy and the bivvy was and it was the weather was poor, you're going to need to be able to inflate your airbed inside possibly. Well, I can just do it this way now. It's noisy. In fact, that I've got the Flex Tail Zero, the black one, the really small, lightweight one. It takes a lot longer than this one, but it actually weighs about the same as the stuff sack. So you're not saving anything. I think they're just selling you a good line, aren't they? Yeah, that'll do. This always happens on this one. The orange bit has come onto there, but actually did get another one of these. I've put a carabiner at the end, and I've also put a carabiner at this end through the buckle so it doesn't slip off. And I've got quite a lot of stuff in them. It's probably a desktop operation to show you what's in them, so I won't do. And get them in mood. My book's glowed. Heron Pike is a grassy mound on the long southern ridge of Fairfield. From no direction does it look like a pike or peak, nor will herons be found there. It is a viewpoint of some merit, but otherwise is of little interest. It is climbed not as a rule for any attraction on its own, but because it happens to lie on a popular route to Fairfield. The ridge beyond is undulating, with little change of altitude, before rising sharply to Great Rigg, and this hinterland of Heron Pike is generally referred to as Rydal Fell. For convenience, it will be described in this chapter as a part of Heron Pike. I am proper cold. I don't know whether it's yeah, I'm going to get this food down me. I'm not bothered what it tastes like. I'm shivering. I've got all my layers on, my coat on. So, bivvy, it's noisy. You get a lot of wind rattle, which I've not noticed before. I'm not saying it's not been happening before on my other bivvies. Because the bivvy's so big inside, I'm right crammed at the edge, so I need to think about positioning things each side of my air mat. It's been fine. It's cold. It's cold because it's cold outside. I was cold last night. I was shivering. Yeah. I mentioned about the zips. There's two sort of closure systems on it. There's the main door, and then there's the mesh, the bug net. So the bug net's got two zips, one across and then one down. But then the main door has got a side zip and a top zip, and the side zip has got double fasteners, and the top one has got triple fasteners, so you can sort of have two openings or one opening or none. That can be confusing, but the great thing about them is that it's quite clear to see where they are, which my Outkitter LAN didn't have. They're also glow in the dark, which, God, that's such a sensible idea. And they work really well. Right, plan is, I haven't assessed my foot properly yet. Until I get my boot on and stand up, I won't really be able to do that. But it doesn't matter really, because it doesn't change what's going to happen. I will be packing up slowly. The longer I take, the more the clag will change, but I think there is some wind coming in, even more than this. This is about the mid-20s. I'm going to, I think, wear all my clothes that I've got on now, all my layers. I might be warm going down, but I'd rather be warm than cold. It makes packing up easier as well. I'm going to put my coat on as soon as I can, as soon as I open the canopy. I'm going to pack up as much as I can inside. I'm not going to film it. Not having breakfast, not having a drink. I'm just going to have some water. And my tablets and some painkillers. Oh, I'm tired. The climb back, I'm going to do Fairfield next.
think it's only sort of, it's quite close, and it's only about 50 or 60 metres of climbing. And that's all the climbing I've got to do. From there it's down. If I go that way, which I'm going to. It's not looking bad. Crag's clearing. There's another big bank rolling in. I've decided to have a cuppa. You're better off when you've had a good start, are you? I'm just packing up steadily. Yeah, it's looking a bit better. Oh. I might just set a time lapse going over there actually. Yeah, so I'm going to do a proper bacon sandwich. I'm not going to film it though. I've got me on my tripod and me to do a time lapse of this amazing scene that's burning out in front of me. I'm not sure, but I think someone was camping on that prominence in front of us. There's some lights on that were a bit funny. Don't know where my rubbish bag's gone. Stuff on the outside of the bag. Absolutely nothing left. Flat grass. That's the biggest part of today's challenge, just getting up there. Wainwright 19, Fairfield, 873 metres. It really is a fair field up here. I'm glad I didn't camp though, it's very exposed. Right deal here. Wainwright 20. Great Rigg. 766 metres. I'm not disappointed, but this is Great Man Rigg. It's marked on the maps, and Wainwright was very impressed by this cairn. I don't know. I think it's obviously wants some maintenance. It's a shame. Oh, I'm dreading taking my boot off. '22. Heron Pike. 612. Oh yeah. Wainwright said about how beautiful this rock was. The veins of quartz running through it. Oh, I'm jiggered. It's Ambleside down there. I'm not going to lie, my foot is really painful.
I'm just taking it steady. I'm glad there's not very much climbing. Now, unlike that side, which is a gradual ascent, I'm still at 600 metres and one more Wainwright to do. Then I've got to drop all that distance. It's going to be quite hard. Nab Scar, 455 metres, Wainwright 23. To be honest, I don't know which one's which. I've looked on various different maps and they all give different ones. Of course, Wainwright didn't give a map reference. There's quite a few up there I have tapped as I've come down. So I've got it, but I don't know whether this is it or not. Just got to get back down to Ambleside now. Well, it's not as steep coming down from Nab Scar as it was coming down last week or even down Dollywagon, but it's steep. The ridge coming back doesn't tend to lose much height. I mean, even Nab's sort of 400 and something metres. It's only a mile away, so it's been a really nice. I always get to camp and I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing too much. I shouldn't be doing all this. I'm not going to do as much next week. And then you get back and you think how ace it was. I mean, that scenery up there was stunning. Incredible. Weather's been brilliant. Shame I hurt my foot. Let's see how that pans out. I'm keeping my boots on going home. I don't want to take my boot off because I think my foot will swell up. But thank you for continuing with me on this journey. That's 23 Wainwrights done now, which I'm quite chuffed about. So, not sure of next week whether I'm Wainwrighting or doing peaks, but there will be a video. Thanks for watching. See ya.